Like, good Christ.
Live.
We are live, and we're just going right into it. Hello, my beautiful girl, Sass Jordan.
Yeah.
Dream come true.
Yeah.
And you're so fantastic, and you are in your studio.
Yeah.
I expect nothing less.
Yes. Well, eventually I'm going to get my podcast thing together. Right now,
Of course you are. Of course you
it's all
are. But right now,
screwy.
yeah, we're going to talk about all things beautiful voice. I mean, my goodness, your singing voice, your podcast voice, your writing voice. Like, you're doing it all and kicking ass. Like, kick-ass sass. That makes sense to
And
me.
the wine.
So, and the wine. I'm so excited. I want to check. Can we get it in BC? Let's just go there. Can we get it in BC? Can we
I
get it
didn't even know
everywhere?
you were in BC. I didn't even know you were in BC.
Oh,
No. Sadly,
damn it.
it's an
Online?
Ontario kind of thing because
Damn.
it's a very tiny little exclusive thing that I do with this fabulous vineyard in Niagara Falls. So, or Niagara, not in the falls. It's in Niagara.
Oh, fancy.
Called
Yes.
Land Estates, and it's a big pain in the kahuna.
Oh,
Wrong word, but you know what I'm trying to say. To get it
I do.
of the province because of all the alcohol and liquor laws. It's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah, it's a lot of red tape.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to write for a wine magazine, so I know there's a lot of fun things happening. So you're okay. Let's just go into the wine because I've got so many questions, but the label is beautiful. Tell me about the design of the label. It's just fantastic.
I wanted to do something that just spread good vibrations, good juju, as we were saying earlier, good vibes, good karma. And so that symbol, I found out later, can also be construed in a negative manner. I suppose everything can, because
Oh,
everything
yeah.
in the on the planet is,
Yes.
everything has a good and
Duality.
bad side. So yeah. So anyways, I obviously intended it to be the good side because that's what I'm
Of
into.
course.
And I just thought it looked beautiful and it would be an amazing. I love the gold in it, the red, and I just love all that stuff. So, and it's a hot minute ago, so I don't really remember.
It's you know what, that I think we hit it, and the fact that you make cab sav makes my heart happy. It makes me wanna well, I'm just gonna have to go to Ontario. That is plain and simply. I'm gonna
Well,
have to do this.
it hit like Brian, who's the winemaker.
Uh-huh.
Brian, his Cab Franc is his thing. Cab Franc,
Oh,
like,
that's the
that's his
hottest thing right now.
thing.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, is
Mhm.
it really? Who knew? I didn't even
Mhm,
know. And
mhm,
I've always
mhm.
had, like I always go, "Brian, I'm not a big fan of Cab Franc. I'm just not." Anyways, we figured it all out and sorted it out, and he just makes the most phenomenal wines, like Cab
Mm.
Franc and other stuff that obviously they're blends, so
Mhm,
but what I love about it is that a good portion of the grapes that go into the wine
mhm.
are grown at that vineyard, and
Oh,
that means
nice.
so much to me because it's like it's the earth that you live around. It's like,
Mhm.
the energy and the vibration of the land that you live around, and that it's like
Mm.
making sourdough starter from the
Yes.
bacteria in the air where you live. That's the
Yes, of
one we should
course.
be eating.
Of course. Oh, and they always say what grows together goes together. So the food, it makes sense that your wine is in Ontario and that's where it is because then all the food will just well complement those grapes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, girl.
Yeah, baby.
KickAss Sass. I love the name and your team. Like it's all over your like branding and stuff. And how did you come up with this one? Is this a nickname? What's happening?
Well, there have been T-shirts and stuff that
Mhm.
said that, and everybody thought it was hilarious when I said, "Why don't we just call it KickAss Sass?" It's just funny to me. Anything that's funny to me always wins.
I'm getting that about you.
No matter whether or not it makes any sense. I'm just like, "That freaking makes me laugh. We're doing it." Everything I do is, like, always tongue in cheek. You have to know that about me. I like to
Oh,
laugh. That's my main thing in life. That's what I like
really?
better than anything is laughter. That's number
Oh.
1 because it's just, life and its twists and turns can get a little
Uh,
overwhelming and a little
uh-huh.
dark on
Mm,
occasion, and
mhm.
my job is levity,
Mm.
even though I do sing about, harsher stuff on occasion.
You too, on occasion.
When I talk, It's gotta be fun. You know
Oh.
what I mean? Like, we gotta look at the laughter and the joy. And really, when you're doing a concert,
Mhm.
going through sort of the whole cycle of everything. So you up, down, all around, you know
Mhm.
what I mean? And you always bring it
Mhm.
back. I
Mhm.
like to always bring it back to hilarious and uplifting. Those are my
Hilarious and uplifting. Yes, I would say. So I'm gonna tell you my story about you because it's
okay.
really cute. So I was one of those cute little babies that tried out for Canadian Idol season 1, and somehow I
Oh my
got
gosh.
right, and you were so kind to me, but,
Oh, thank
I
God.
didn't make it, but you were vying for me, so I knew I loved you right then, if I
Oh,
didn't already before. But the story I have for you is I somehow was in the bathroom when they taped it off, and you were in there, and you came in and said, "Fuck, I had to piss." And it was like,
that sounds like fun.
"I love you. You're just uplifting and levity and joy and humor and oh my god, you were fantastic in that moment." I was like, "I don't even fucking care if I make this show. I just saw Sass Jordan in the bathroom. This is the
You
best."
had to take a leak right away. Oh, I know.
They were working you hard that day. You were judging a lot of people, I
Do you
think,
remember
'cause,
where it was?
it was Winnipeg.
It was in Winnipeg. Oh god,
Mhm.
well, I can't say as I remember what season. I just remember
No.
working super, super hard in like hours, like 13 or 14
Oh
hours
my
on
god.
that desk, which got a little intense. I
It's
mean,
super intense.
oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
Sitting on
Okay,
your
let's go
first
there. Tell me about the experience of Canadian Idol. How did you get wrapped into doing
well,
that? And what was the best takeaways and the
oh man.
whatever?
Well,
Let's just go there.
it was it's a bit of a story. It's a long story. I don't
Mhm.
I've
We got time. We
okay,
got
so
time.
it started I had originally been asked to do a like a I guess what do you call it? A contest, a
Yeah.
talent contest kind of thing. It was
Okay.
television. It was for
Mhm.
TV.
Mhm.
And they had asked me to do this thing, and it was like I think it was the end of 2002 or something like that. I was doing Off-Broadway. I was in New York doing it, and I got this email and it said, we want you to do this television show. Oh, I just thought of the name for 1 second.
It'll come back.
I totally forgot it again. Something superstars or something. I don't remember. Anywho,
Pop
what
stars?
happened? Yes,
Uh-huh. I saw that one. That was on TV. Yeah.
it
Pop stars.
was. I never
Yeah.
even knew it went to.
Now wait, was it the American one or
No,
the
no, it was
no,
called
no, no.
Pop Stars. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it was called.
Yeah.
Anyways, they wanted who are the judges to work endless hours and to be on tour with it, like
Uh-huh.
for endless months, and it was like a $9,000 honorarium, which sounds like a lot of money if you think of it in one lump sum. But
I
then you think
guess.
of it, if you're gone for 6 months and you're doing, it was like, and I had young children, not a young, I had my 2 girls at the time,
Yeah.
super young. And I was like, I can't
No.
even, there's no way. And I was like,
Mm-mm.
this is rude. It's not even,
This is
this is
rude.
ridiculous. Like, no, how about no?
How about no?
Then when I got contacted to do, Idol,
Uh-huh.
not knowing what the hell it was as usual because
Yeah.
not really a TV watcher, and I think, to be honest, I think that the US version had only been on for a year anyway. It
Yes.
could have been the kind of thing that I would watch.
Mhm.
It's just not my type of thing normally.
Mhm.
Um, Anywho, so they got in touch. Of course, the first thing I go, "No." That my agent calls and said, "They want you to audition for this TV show called Canadian." No. I
You went
just
to audition? I would've been like, "Hell no.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
I'm
definitely.
Sass fucking Jordan. Nah.
Well, no,
Nah."
it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. It doesn't matter who the hell you
In
think
my
you
mind, it works
are.
like that. You can do whatever you want.
No, it really doesn't because it's TV, and when you're doing television, they're looking for, first of all, how you come across on television, the type
Mhm.
of energy that you emit, which is very different on camera,
Mhm.
than perhaps in concert or what have you, or even video, whatever. And
Mhm.
they also want to see the chemistry between the
Oh, sure.
people. And so
Yeah.
you have to audition for sure.
Makes sense.
And also, just because you can sing doesn't mean you can be in front of a camera
Judge.
at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Although, much
Okay.
more so in this day and age. That was before social media. That was before
Yeah.
anybody had a cell phone, for goodness sake. I mean, it's
Yeah.
so long
What
ago.
was it, like
It was
2002-ish,
2003.
3-ish?
3.
3.
2003
Mhm.
it started, and then it ended in 2008, I believe. But anyhow, so I got this call and I went, "No, no way." And then I went off to my dad's place in Quebec, and the
Mhm.
next day I get another phone call from the agent, and it's at one of the other agents. It's the TV agent in the office, and he's like, "Hey, Sass, this is Steve. Do you know how much they want to pay you for this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like 9 grand." And he goes, "No, no, 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 no." And I was like, "What? How much? I'll be what the fuck? I'll be there in 10 where is it? Instant."
I'm
Like,
gone.
oh my God, I am so there. Where's the audition? Right now. I
Wow.
At this point, all integrity went right out the goddamn window. Alls I gave a shit about was the money, of course, because you don't make any money on this, generally speaking, as an artist, unless you're like
Mhm.
massive masuka,
Mhm. Mhm,
it's
mhm.
always a grind to make
Mm.
money. So that's what happened, and I went and did the audition and got the dang
Of
job.
course you did.
And
Of
then I was
course you
on
did.
the show for 6 the entire time it was
Wow.
on.
Wow.
It was a wild and amazing ride. I had the time of my life. Well, I always have the time of my life, to be honest. It's always the time, like I'm having the time of my life right now. Why not?
Oh, so am I. This is
Yeah.
great.
So
Oh.
so that's so but it was so funny and such a riot, and I made some incredible lifelong friends. They're still my
Mm.
friends. Actually, I just heard from one of them. I haven't heard from her in years.
Oh,
Like
really?
half an hour ago. I said, "I can't talk right now. I gotta do a podcast." Anyhow, and so it was just an amazing experience, and
Wow.
well paid,
Oh,
Liz.
there you go. Well, you
Like
did a fabulous job on it. You were just sensational. And I'm gonna go there. The it factor. What was it about some of these
oh,
singers that really I mean, I know it's hard to, like, define this magical unicorn of a thing, but if you had to, what is it?
it's so wild because that's what our first podcast is about. The one that I'm doing with Dean. Yeah, it's about exactly this.
Well, I'll have to
I
listen
would
to this
say,
one.
yeah. So, this is our us talking about it.
Our version. Mhm.
So the it factor. It's any number of things, and if we
Mhm.
could actually put our finger on it,
Mhm.
then we'd all be bazillionaires because we would have all identified. It's it seems to be, well, someone could have the it factor and not
Uh-huh.
be in the right place at the right time.
That's fair.
So,
Mhm.
it comes down to this is what I said with Dean. It comes down to a certain kind of energy
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
an individual emits.
Mhm.
It, and it's usually, but not always, which is this is why it's so difficult.
Mhm.
Usually it's somebody with a, a lot of a lot of energy,
Mhm.
but there
Mhm.
are, people who've been very, very successful that would appear to be more introverted
Mhm.
in a lot of ways. Very,
Mhm.
very tricky.
It's el
And also you can
elusive.
build one.
Oh.
You can build one. You really can.
Can
If you
build one.
I
I
would
like
say so
this.
because think about I don't wanna, bring in any names really because I
Fair.
don't wanna be offensive, it's a drag when you hear somebody saying, "You suck." You know what? You suck. I'm not up for that at all. What I
No.
would say is that there are artists, I'm sure, out
Mhm.
there that you
Mhm.
have seen that you go, "What the heck? I
Mhm.
just get it." I
Mhm.
just
Don't get it. Yeah.
I just did a show with someone like that. I Again, I'd never even heard of them, but let me tell you this, they were playing on the stage that was 100,000 people.
Wow.
We were
So they
on
have something.
they got something. They got something, and we were on the 10,000 people stage, just saying.
I'm
So,
not
they were on the
understanding.
100,000 and we were on the 10. So, but here's the thing, this sweet individual, I'm sure they're sweet, was on this stage. Oh my god, and they had sunglasses on, and they were sitting on a stool in front of 100,000 people. They were sitting on their stool, and they were going, It was most hysterical. I was like sitting there going,
What? Oh,
how could you possibly feel all that energy from 100,000 souls?
and,
Everybody
like, this is my favorite
unbelievable,
singing voice of yours, by the way.
incredible. It was incredible. And when they came backstage, I don't even know this person. I've never heard of them,
Yeah.
but they're
Yeah.
a big star
Uh-huh.
in people that have never heard of me, let's say, put it that way,
Uh-huh.
because it's all
Uh-huh.
young. It's very young. And obviously they are, very well known off of TikTok and Instagram and all of that stuff. It's
Fair.
all from the social media, which is the only
Mhm.
place you can get any kind of PR at this point anyway, really. You know
Uh-huh.
what I mean? So I
Yep.
get it. Anyway, so this person is obviously a very big star in that, and has very, very popular songs.
Wow.
And
And you
I'm like, I'm just going, what in God's name? I don't know. I just don't get it.
Wow.
So,
So
there's
they built one.
they
They built
build
one.
it's buildable. It's definitely buildable, and you build a story around. I mean, that's what
Uh-huh.
they used to do in the olden days with the big film stars, like from the 30s and the 40s. They would have fan paid all this stuff, and it was
Mhm.
much different at the time
Mhm.
because you weren't up everybody's butthole like you are now. You didn't know everything about everybody, like now it's like everybody's a proctologist.
Oh my gosh.
Seems to me.
That is the best description of what is happening right now. Everyone's a proctologist.
TMI. Too much information. And I am no less guilty of it than anyone else. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
But it's
atta
just
girl.
it's that's the world we're currently in. Who knows
Mhm.
how long it's gonna, I don't know. I
Exactly.
can't predict stuff. Never could, except for
Oh.
Amy Winehouse. I said,
Oh
"This
god.
chick is a,"
She's a badass.
but it was nobody had ever heard of her. And I'm like,
No.
"Dudes, you have got to listen to this." And I'm very proud of myself. But you know what? That happens to me. That used to happen to me when I used to listen to
Yeah.
music more, which I don't as much.
Oh.
Case in point, our It
Yeah.
Factor friend
You
from
didn't shades, we're gonna
who
call
I
them. We
never heard of.
don't know.
Yeah, Shades. The Shades person, never heard of them. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh.
guaranteed Shades person has never heard of me either. Don't get me, there's nothing,
Yeah, yeah, it's just
absolutely
2
no way
different
they've ever,
worlds
yeah,
of singing. Yeah.
2 different
Yep.
worlds. Yes, and
Yep.
also decades removed, right?
Mhm.
Decades, and that's, another thing, because
Yeah.
why would you be
Different
listening
trends
to
are different. Yeah. For
completely?
me, I like the balls out singing, so you would be
That's
someone
your
that I would
case?
prefer over shades.
I
Tell me about your ovaries out, I should say. Tell me about
I
your
like balls out,
frick
that it's good.
tell me about your fantastic voice. When did you know you could sing like this?
Wow!
What
I
the
freaking didn't care whether I could or not. That's the key. I had no
Ah.
idea. It didn't even occur to me that I couldn't. And
Oh my
believe
god.
me, I couldn't when I started. I know because I've
You're
heard
kidding.
tapes. No, they're astoundingly awful. I'm like,
What?
"Woo! How could I have been that shit?" And I didn't know. I don't It's really interesting because it
Wow.
definitely got better.
Uh-huh.
Well, one would hope, but it was dramatically better. It got dramatically better. Here's the thing,
Uh-huh.
everybody around me would be getting, gigs doing backup vocals
Yeah.
or singing, like, radio jingles and everything. I would go to
Mhm.
them and they'd all go,
They
"No,
didn't get it.
no."
They didn't
Well,
get
no,
it.
because
Yeah.
I was not a blender. I
Oh,
was a
yeah.
which
They're
worked for
stars.
me. And
Mhm.
it totally ended up working for me, but at the time, I'm like, "Oh god, I'm so I'm obviously no good." But you know what? I don't care. I'm doing it anyway.
Oh,
It's
fuck
just
yeah.
and that's really that's how it
You just didn't
occurred.
care. You just didn't care, and you're up for joy and laughter, and
I
you
Yeah,
made it happen. You created the it factor, if you will. You
yeah,
built it.
I guess,
Okay.
or I must have had something of that,
You yeah.
or that's what I think. I must have had some of that because even though I stunk, they'd still hire me or I'd still be putting bands or you know what I mean? Or
Right, right.
I'd start bands. Like, yeah,
I can't imagine you ever stunk, but hey,
oh, I
I'm
sure
kinda kissing ass right now, but it's real. Kiss ass ass.
KickAss Sass. That's our no, that'll be our tequila. Let's do a
Do
tequila.
it.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard it here first,
KickAss Sass.
everybody.
The kid's ass might
Yeah, maybe.
that's kind
Yeah.
of pejorative, isn't it? Don't stop kissing my ass.
Uh, well, and obviously you found your niche because you just skyrocketed that first album. You have a great story about Tell Somebody about how it was challenging getting it played on the radio because people thought it was dance music. Tell me about that.
Yeah. That
What
was
how
the
did that
cover.
work?
It was the cover. It was the cover
Yeah,
art, it was this kind of pop
it was
chick
so
thing,
cute. Yeah, yeah.
and all, like, Easter colors, pink, yellow,
Yeah, it
blue.
was. Shockingly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know,
Yeah.
so oddly not me,
Uh-huh.
come to think of
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
Odd, but I just thought it was beautiful, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, let's do it."
Yeah, of
I
course.
honestly remember, again, that much. I'd have to really go back into the annals of time, um, which is what I'm doing with the book. I have to do that,
Of
and
course you
it's
do.
great. Luckily, there's a ton of stuff on cassette.
Oh,
Cassette, all
good.
those songs, because we did tons
Yes.
and tons of interviews over the past 30 years, me and my co-writer, Marty, so thank God, otherwise I'd be so
Oh
screwed.
my
Anyways,
gosh.
so
Awesome.
tell somebody yeah, so in the olden days, this doesn't happen anymore, like,
Yeah.
as far as I know,
Mhm.
and so radio would be serviced, the latest releases from whatever, from a record company, and, their first impression would be the cover, and of course, it
Mhm.
was vinyl. Those were the days when radio still played
Wow.
vinyl. It was like 1980 8, I think it came out December 1988, that first record, I
Mhm.
believe, because I was touring it in 1989. Yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah, it came out right at the end of the year. But anyways, and the radio stations were like, "What is this? Some kind of pop shit? We don't play
Gee.
dance. We don't play dance." And of course, the publicists or the PR people would be in there going, "No, no, no, play it, listen to it. It's not a
Yeah.
pop chick, we swear to God." And
Uh,
and then they'd just play it and they think this is such a huge compliment to moi. I'm almost
mm.
embarrassed to say it, but that's what they said. They'd think it was a new Tina Turner single. I'd be like,
Oh. Yeah, take that one on. Yes. Yes,
"Hell to the
queen.
bells,
Oh,
baby."
shit.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
amazing. I mean, it's not Tina Turner,
I
but
hear that now you say it,
they like
though.
that. Yeah, it
I
was
hear it.
and so and they could not reconcile the photograph on the cover with the voice, and that's kind of been a problem my entire career.
I bet. No.
It's like people are like, "Eh,
How does this right?
I don't get it." Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
not
So there it
anymore
is.
because
There it
people
is, and you
yeah.
obviously got on the radio, and there was a story about we already have one female, that
Oh,
one
yeah,
makes me
that
just
came
like,
yeah, that
"Really?"
oh, yeah, absolutely, and it's so funny because the female in question was Melissa Etheridge, and
Wow.
she speaks about the same thing.
Oh my
She doesn't
god.
I don't think she actually says "me," but it was
Mhm.
me. She knows it was me. She was so wonderful to me, though, like, she really was.
Oh.
When they asked her about the Grammys, the year she won or the year she
Mhm.
was nominated, she said, there's only one thing wrong with this nomination. I think Sass Jordan should have been nominated as well."
Oh
That's what
my
she said. So that
gosh.
was, like, really decent of her, and she would always invite me to come see her shows and stuff.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
but it was yeah, so it was her and
Yeah.
me, that's it.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable, because we were considered rock. Don't
Uh-huh.
forget that
Mhm.
shortly after Racine, which was the 2nd record, which came out in 1992, by 1993, when I was putting out another record, the record called Rats,
God, that was fast.
everything was shifting. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. Well, I had recorded Racine in 1991,
Okay, that makes sense.
and
Yeah,
then
yeah,
it
yeah.
came out in
Okay.
92,
2
and
years
I
later, you're recording
yeah,
another. Got it.
and
Mhm.
then it seemed a little bit of a quick turnaround. I don't know how, but it did. Anyways, Rats came out in '93. Fuck, I don't know how I did that, but we did. And but right at the time it came out, within months, radio was shifting to grunge.
Oh shit.
And so now, of course, on top of the fact that I was female and didn't really fit in the rock formats because they all had to be men, on top of that, now I wasn't grunge.
Oh, for frick's
There was
sakes.
a female and not
Oh.
it was like, "Strike, strike, strike, you're out."
So what is your secret to keep going? Because just block, 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 block.
Yeah.
Like, what's the
Well,
secret?
I love it.
Mhm.
I love it, and, I don't know, I just never really there I don't really do anything else that makes any goddamn money, so I gotta make some money over here. That's what I always say. People are like, "What? You're supposed to be a rock star."
I
No,
love the kind of rock star you are. You're just honest. Breath of
regular.
fresh air, girl.
Regular human. A regulare, of course, every
Regular.
rock star is. They're all quite bloody boring in the end.
Right? Right?
Well, no, they are and they aren't, but they're no more exciting than anybody
Yeah.
else.
Yeah.
Everybody, you talk to a homeless person, you're gonna get some exciting stories. I'll tell you
Exactly.
what.
Exactly.
And I love to
Right?
talk to everybody. Everybody's interesting to me. Everybody except me.
Oh, no. Oh, you
Not
should.
interested because I know my stories.
That's
I don't
fair.
wanna hear them again, but I'm teasing. But you know what I mean? Like,
Oh,
it's
you're
just
cute.
boring. What's
Yeah.
boring?
You
It's
know
boring.
them. Yeah. It's not new information.
No, it's like, I
Yes.
know that shit.
Tell me
Give me
about your musical influences. How did you come to singing? What happened there? What is that
Well,
like?
okay, so what a great question. Thank you, Jill.
My pleasure.
I just get to talk all about me as usual. Let's see,
Oh.
my musical influences. Well, it really I'm trying to think. It started with, my friend's dad's record collection.
Ooh.
It was
Mhm.
because my family, they only ever listened to classical, which I love, but that wasn't where I was going.
Mhm.
And it and then we lived in India and I never heard anything but classical
Mhm.
until we lived in India for a year when I was 8, and then when we
Wow.
came back to Canada, I was 9, and I my brother and I that's how it yeah, my brother and I discovered you could turn the dial on the radio and a different sound. It wasn't classical music. The very first song I ever heard, I've told this story a million times. Pardon me if you've heard it a million
No,
times,
it's
but
all good.
um, was The Night They Drove Old Dixie Down by the band, and it
Mhm.
fucking changed my life. I was like, "That's it. That's what I'm doing that. That's what
Wow.
I'm doing.
And you're 9.
That's it."
Whew.
And I'm 9. Yeah, I went, "That's it. I'm doing that." And
Yeah.
from that moment on, everything just went
Wow. When did you open your mouth to sing? Like, when did you know, "Hey, I might be
I
okay about with
never
this"?
thought of that.
Never?
I just
Oh my god.
expected that I was gonna I didn't even think of
Mhm.
I did not think about it. I just started to imitate it as best as
Yeah.
I could.
Yeah.
And so we were listening to Rubber Soul by the Beatles.
Oh, yeah.
God, it was the most eclectic combination of things. The Stones, huge big deal for me because I liked that kind of heavier at the time. That was
Gritty.
heavier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
the
gritty, yeah.
Stones, the Beatles, the Stones. I love the harmonies of the Beatles and the incredible
Mm.
songs. And then the Stones with that nasty edge. And then Jethro Tull, the Partridge
Nice.
Family. Oh, those things go together very well.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I mean, it was the Partridge Family because on the Partridge Family, I got to see
Mhm.
this possibility of that's what I wanna do. I wanna get on a bus
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
travel around the country and sing our songs and have, like, this sort of family vibe and it was totally so
So good.
it was so unbelievably naive and adorable, but I
So
mean,
adorable.
I was 9 or 10, what the hell else. Anyway, so then it started to get the Stones never went away, and then it
Mhm.
started to get into, like, David Bowie. David Bowie was a big, big hairy-ass deal for me. I loved
I
Bowie.
saw you reviewed
Oh,
his record on your website, and I was like, "Okay, we're gonna talk Bowie."
yeah, I loved Bowie. I loved him.
Yeah.
Um, and because then it was starting to get into this kind of magical, uh, how to fantasy world, a magical fantasy
Yeah.
world. See, and that's all the white rock shit. Uh,
Mm.
then I mean, and there's piles more that I'm not saying, piles
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
piles, but I'm just trying to like. Then we had to get into like what was called soul, like Isaac Hayes, Shaka Khan,
Oh, yeah.
um, Rufus featuring Shaka Khan. Oh my God, all the black singers that
Mhm.
was the stuff that I wanted. I really wanted it. I
Mhm.
wanted to be Shaka Khan. I wanted to be David Cassidy and Shaka Khan. Wild. So my singing is me trying to be
Oh
Shaka
my
Khan.
gosh.
Well, let me tell you,
Well, it's
not too
working for
close.
you. It's whatever happened, it's
Oh my
working.
God, I loved her. She was
Oh,
anyway, I still love her. Anyway, so
yeah.
yeah, so there was like all these wild, different Al Green, all these wild
Mhm.
different influences. Jimi Hendrix, which isn't really singing, but it's still.
Mhm.
Oh, I mean, it just goes on and on and on and on. And now, right now, I can't think of anything other than what I just said, which is
That's
ridiculous because
fine.
we could fill like 5 hours
Well,
of.
we'll read your book, and I'm sure there'll be something in there.
Yeah, but I
There you
can't
go.
cover everybody with my 3 pages of influence. Or longer probably. Oh, man, it just goes on and on
You're a
and on.
music lover.
I
That's
love oh,
natural.
yeah, definitely,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Oh
Yeah,
my goodness. Tell
crazy.
me about Off-Broadway because this is the perfect role
Yeah.
for you. Tell me
Oh,
about this
no,
magical opportunity.
the irony, Jill, because I didn't like Janis Joplin.
What? I would have
Mm-mm,
thought she would have been on your 3
mm,
pages of OMG artists.
mm,
No?
mm,
Really?
mm-mm.
Really?
Excuse me.
Wow.
No, I found her screechy, and,
That's
I
fair.
couldn't listen
Yeah.
to it. I didn't like it because
Yeah.
like, what my
Yeah.
so, my favorite singers, let me just get that, like, there was 5 of them when I was,
Mm.
like, 13. Steven Tyler
Oh, yeah.
from Aerosmith, um, um, Steve Perry,
Obviously.
Lou Gramm,
Ooh.
Lou Gramm,
Yeah.
uh, Robin Zander from Cheap Trick,
Nice.
and Paul Rodgers, Bad
Wow.
Company, The God, Bad Company. And
Ooh.
I mean, if I am perfectly honest, I have to, I can't leave on Helm and
Mhm.
uh,
Mhm.
all the guys in the band,
Mhm.
Rick Danko, all of them, Robbie Robertson, and I just had somebody. Who did I? Who did I just? th- Oh, Robert Palmer,
Oh, of course. Yes.
and just had him again, and I just forgot him again, and it's such a big deal, and I can't. I said, anyways, Paul Rogers, and yes, the singer who's Lowell George, Little Feat, Lowell
Mm.
George. Then we got
Mm.
Warren Haynes. Then we got
Oh.
Greg Allman. I mean, we're talking.
Oh my gosh.
And now, if I was to say, I love Susan Tedeschi. What a
Oh,
voice!
yes.
Oh, what a voice!
Whew.
Bonnie Raitt. Bonnie Raitt,
Oh.
for God's sake, Bonnie Raitt. Yeah, because Bonnie Raitt was around in those days.
Yeah.
Okay, Chaka Khan, Bonnie Raitt, love, love, love. But Janis
Oh,
Joplin, not so much. I just didn't like it.
really?
So that
Okay.
what happened there was it was kind of an accident, not gonna lie again. Why would I lie?
Excellent.
Why would I
Why would
lie?
you lie?
Why would you
You wouldn't you
lie?
wouldn't.
No, you're not lying, Jill. No, stop saying that. It's a tick. I got asked to come to New York to audition for this play they were doing, this Janis Joplin play. I didn't pay much attention to the
Mm.
to the ask because in my mind I was like, "Oh, they're gonna pay my plane. They're gonna pay for my plane ticket. I'm gonna get to go to New York. I'm gonna get to hang out with my best friend Loretta in Manhattan
Oh,
for an
nice.
afternoon for free."
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, "Yeah, I'll be there for sure." I got to sing
Hilarious.
3 Janis Joplin songs. So I practiced them up.
Which ones did you do? I'm curious. Do you remember?
Nope.
Okay.
No. I don't even remember her songs, which is odd considering I did the show,
Mhm.
4 shows a week, which I'm telling you, hardest thing I've ever done in my life,
Okay, yeah.
ever done
Mhm.
in my life.
Mhm.
So I get to New York and I'm like, not even, I'm like, Loretta, we go out, we're hanging out. She takes me to the audition, which is in this theater that no longer exists.
Oh.
And of course I can't think of the stinking name of it, but it doesn't matter. It's in the book. And,
Mhm.
um, and it's not there anymore anyway.
Mhm.
And I do this audition with the band, a live band,
Mhm.
and I'm thinking, well, thank God, and then they say, you've got the job.
Of course you do. I've never heard you sing a Janis Joplin song, but I hear it in my head right now.
And I went, "Oh my God." And I'm like, "No,
What did
no,
I commit
I
to?
don't want the fucking job." But I can't say that.
Oh.
Alls, I love that word. Alls I can think of
Oh.
is the fact that, I seriously don't want this job, and now I'm stuck with it. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? Oh god, how do I get out of this? And I can't because they've paid for me to
Oh
come.
my god.
I can't
Mhm.
get out of it. And I'm like,
Mhm.
I can't think of anything worse, but, okay, I gotta do this. And oh my god, what an asshole you are, Jordan. Look at what you've got yourself into now. Classic move there, pal. Classic. So I go, "Well, at least it's just, singing." And they go, "Who told you it was just singing?"
I was gonna
"What?
say there's acting there
What
too,
the
yeah.
fuck are you talking?" "No, what?" And then they go, "No, no, 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 you've got sides." I don't even know what the hell sides means. As far as I'm
Neither do
concerned,
I.
that means french fries or a salad. So
What?
I'm like,
What does it
"What?"
mean?
It means that you have to learn lines, sides
Sides.
off of a
I've never heard
you
this
haven't
before.
I didn't either because neither of us do plays. That's what it is, it's plays. So I don't know this
Okay.
fucking I'm like, "What? What?" Now I gotta learn, it's a speaking. Not only do I have to sing 8,000,000 goddamn Janis Joplin songs, now I gotta say stuff and I gotta remember it. Oh, I can't even believe the horror, the horror.
I'm
Anyways,
sorry I'm laughing, you're
oh,
so
it was
cute.
it
I
was
feel for
it was
you.
it was awful. It was awful, but, had to do it because I
Yep.
fucked myself. It
Yeah.
wasn't anyone else's fault. Oh,
Is there
Lord.
recordings of this anywhere? Can we see this?
Oh, this is again it's just like
Art.
my Van Halen stories. I don't have a single photograph.
Fuck.
I don't have a single nothing from my time with Van Halen.
No.
Nothing.
That's
It
the
is so
that's next
upsetting.
on the list. Yeah.
It's just fucking nothing. But anyways, because there were no cell phones
Damn it.
and nobody was you wouldn't have been allowed to anyway in a theater. You're not allowed
And
to
nobody recorded dress
no,
rehearsal or
and they
anything?
wouldn't
Come
no, and they
on.
wouldn't allow it. They wouldn't allow any filming. They wouldn't allow any recording. I don't it was a thing. I don't know.
How did
It's
they
something
promote it?
I
Wouldn't you
think
want a picture of you in the costume, like, in the
they had
paper?
a picture of me. They did a
Okay.
photo shoot
Okay.
of me in the costume, but the thing was that, I think it's like this on all this is my only experience of Broadway at all in any form.
Mm.
Off-Broadway, it was Off-Broadway, not
Mhm.
Broadway. But they treated it the same way apparently.
Mm.
What would I know? I don't know much about it, but anyhow.
Maybe one
So
day you can record a Janis song for your YouTube channel?
wow.
Maybe?
Yeah, I
Maybe?
suppose.
Maybe? Maybe one day?
I got so much other stuff to do though.
I know you do. You
But
have so much
eventually
going on.
oh, geez, yeah, there's a lot. Anyways, that's what happened, and it was the hardest
Mhm.
thing I ever had to do. It was so hard, Jill, because, oh my god, learning the stuff, remembering
Mhm.
the stuff. Oh, and there was this one song, and I can't remember which song it was, but I just could not get it for love or money, for love
Mm.
and so I'd have to
Mm.
waffle my way through it. Now, don't forget, people coming to see a show about Janis Joplin
They know about
have
Janis.
to be fans, like,
Mhm.
serious fans. One night, I have no idea why I did this, but it got switched in my head,
Mhm. Oh, no. Oh, no.
and I sang, instead of the right words, I don't that song, uh, Bobby me and my
Yep.
Bobby McGee?
Mhm.
I sang what sing do you know the song well? Sing the or just say the first couple of lines of that song.
Busted Flat in Baton Rouge? Is that right?
For a
Waiting
train.
for a
I
train. Yeah.
yes, and I said something like, what is the next line?" I skipped, I switched it around, and I
Oh.
sang the 2nd line first.
Oh. In the big song. Yeah.
The the
Shit
biggest
happens. Shit
goddamn
happens.
song. I sing it, and I see the audience going like
Oh,
this, and
no.
the band are on their knees laughing. They can't stop laughing. I have no idea what I've done. No idea. I have no idea. I didn't realize I did it until after the show when the band says to me, "You
Oh, no.
fucked it up." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness, I had no idea. 0 idea." Oh, man. It was kind of funny. The whole
Oh.
audience was like, "Huh?" I was like this.
Oh,
Oh,
gee.
Jesus.
At least they were laughing about it, right? And not, like,
Oh, yeah. I mean,
offended.
I'm I'm
Like
sure some of them were. Oh, Lord. I mean, it's kind of disrespectful, but it was an honest mistake.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then and I had to do my own costume changes. The show was like two
Oh,
and a half
shit.
hours long. There was like a
Fast.
20-minute um intermission, and I would be
Mhm.
having to change and do and like naked. Look, and there was no changing room. They just had like rows of clothing for you.
Oh
You
my
would have to
god.
change. I had no one to help me change. It was so
Yeah.
ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh, you had no one to help you change. I've never heard of that in my life.
Mm.
Usually you have somebody like
Yeah, I
Downton
know.
Abbey
It
helping
was
you out.
Off-Broadway. It was budget,
Oh,
baby, budget.
shoot. Okay. Well,
Yeah, it's
props to
crazy.
you. So how did the acting thing go? I imagine as a singer, you show up, you tell stories all the time. Could you rely on your singing
Yeah,
prowess to help
no.
you with the acting?
No.
No, it was a different animal? Okay.
It You know what? It wasn't in the end because I just had to pretend I was her. I know that's what
Mhm,
acting's supposed to
mhm,
be,
mhm,
but
mhm.
I'm not an actor, not a profession I am an absolute
Mhm,
total actor. That's what I
mhm,
do,
mhm.
because even when you're
Yeah,
feeling like crap, you have
you
to
have to
act
pretend.
like you're having an amazing time.
The best time ever.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and so that is acting, but you're not acting someone else. You're just
Yeah.
acting another feeling. So
Mhm.
I mean, I did my best and people seemed to love it. So,
Oh, there
it
you
would get
go.
standing ovations and stuff like that. So that's great. It was the
Mhm.
toughest thing I've ever done. I will never, ever, ever do that again. They asked me a couple of times and I'm like,
Oh, you're
yeah,
cute.
if you
Yeah,
got
nah.
another million, you could probably, if you were paying me $1 million, I'd figure it up. But sadly, we're not even cracking
You're
20 grand.
just you're just
Forget it.
honest. Love it.
Oh,
Love it
man.
so much.
But you
Oh my
gotta be
gosh, girl.
yeah.
There's so
Anyway,
much I wanna talk to you about, and we have, like, 15 minutes, so I'm gonna
me
be short
too.
and sweet here. Van
Okay.
Halen, were you asked to be the
Hang
lead
on.
singer, or did you
No,
just okay,
not
go for
officially.
it.
No, they
Okay,
never, ever, ever said, "Do you wanna be our lead singer?" Ever.
okay,
They never
okay.
said that to me. I only know that they were considering that because
Mm,
their manager at the time told me that. Because
mm,
I went home one day from the studio, I was hanging it was just me, Ed, and Al,
mhm,
and Ed's guitar tech, Scotty. And I that day, I don't know what the hell we were doing, but they were sitting behind the desk and I was in front on the I don't know. And we were talking about something, and suddenly I had this overwhelming feeling. It was just a feeling that I had.
mhm,
That's all.
mhm,
That they were actually thinking of getting me to sing in their band.
mhm,
It's just a thought, but it had never occurred to me prior to that, and I'd been hanging out
mhm.
with them about a month at that point because they had said to me, "No, no, no, we just need somebody to come up and sing some stuff for us just so we can hear how it sounds, like, just so we can hear how the song sounds,
Oh, tricky. Mhm.
not how I sound, how the song
Mm,
sounds." I wonder if that's
mhm.
what's making the buzzing noises, what I just moved. I hope not.
Maybe. It sounds
Anyway,
fantastic. Yeah,
okay, good.
it's great. Yep.
Anyways, so I took them at their word, of course, and
Mhm.
that day, I don't something happened, and I just like, "They can't possibly be
Yes,
thinking
they can.
of having a female in their band. They can't possibly be thinking that. They're not, are they?" And because me being me,
Uh-huh.
I turn around, I look at them, and I go, "You guys aren't actually thinking of having a fucking girl in the band, are you?" And both of them, their eyes go like this. I'm like, "Oh my God." I said,
Busted.
"That's the worst idea you've ever had." I'm just saying that's the worst fucking idea I've ever heard. I cannot even imagine Van Halen with a female singer. Are you out of your minds? That's ridiculous. And they went, "No,
Oh, no.
we weren't thinking of that." I know
Oh.
they were because now I
Yeah,
know
could see it.
because apparently Patti Smythe, who's a singer, Patti Smythe. I don't know if you've ever heard of her, but she's
Mhm,
amazing. She's a great
mhm.
singer, and I can't remember the name of her band. Patti Smythe. Anyway, she had a big band. They had a big hit, way bigger than me.
Mm.
I've been talking to her about it, which I found out years later, years and years. I
Wow.
didn't know that.
Wow.
Anyways, and then they said that to me. They were like, no, no, no,
Of
no,
course not.
no, no." And that night I went home and I was talking to the manager on the phone. I said, "I swear to God, Ray, I think I had this feeling for a second that they were like actually thinking about having a girl in the band." They go, and he goes, "Yeah, of course they were, but I told him it was the worst fucking idea they've ever had." And I was like, "Well, isn't that interesting?"
Do you still think it's the worst idea ever? Or do you
No,
think now,
oh, no,
looking
I think
back, it would have been
it would have been
cool?
f it would have been I would have had a very different career trajectory, I'll tell you
Yeah,
that. I would
yeah.
have been the target
Uh-huh.
of an
Mhm,
enormous amount of hate, but then there would
mhm.
have also been the people who loved it. It would have been
Mhm.
exactly like Arnel Pineda in,
Yes,
Germany.
exactly.
Although
Yeah.
it would have been exactly like that because obviously as a female, as a woman, I wouldn't be Sammy Hagar
No,
or
you couldn't
Rock.
cop the voice,
So
yeah.
people would be like, Van Halen, supposed to
Yeah,
be a fucking dude, man, and I get it.
yeah,
I get it. I
yeah.
get it. But I also think it would have been just
Right
different.
now, it would
I
have
would
just exploded. It would have been the
now
best thing ever. The
it would be
timing.
different now. It would be different now.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But, back in those days, again, it was still rough, especially being a female rock singer.
Uh-huh,
And
uh-huh.
it's not a big genre for women. It just
No, it's
isn't.
not.
And it never
No.
has been. And
It needs to be.
I don't know if it ever will be. I don't know if it ever will be. It just doesn't seem to appeal to a huge number of people.
I want women to sing that way.
I
I'm
love
so tired
It's
of the
so
Shades
sweet.
voice, this one here.
I know. I so
I
know.
there's room for it,
I
but
love
I
it.
miss, like,
Come on,
"Oh, give me something. Give me some
me
of that."
too.
You know, some of
Feminine
this.
holes.
All right, we still have 3 places to go, so let's
Okay,
do
no
some
worries.
kind of what I call rapid fire, where you just give me the short answers and we go to the next thing. So,
Okay, sounds
your
good.
book, your podcast, and your songwriting. Tell me how you co-write. So tell me what the process is about songwriting and how it works for you, and
Okay.
yeah, let's start there.
Okay, so
Songwriting. How does it
again, it
work?
depends. eh, Always depends who I'm working with. So, um, but I would say my favorite way to write songs is to have somebody come to me with a chord progression, a piece of
Mm,
music,
mhm,
and then sometimes they'll have the melody or they'll have parts of the melody, and then I like the music to tell
mm.
me what it wants to say through
Ooh,
me, and that's the way I see it. That's exactly
ooh.
the way I see it, and that's how it's worked for me the best, I would
Is
say.
it
Sometimes I write
lyrics? Yeah.
yeah, sometimes I'll write lyrics, uh, and a co-writer will take those lyrics and write music to the lyrics. But
Mhm.
I like it the other way around. I like to get the music and
Me
then
too.
let the song write itself through as it
Mm. Do
does.
you hear melodies when the song is
Sometimes
speaking to you? Yeah.
sometimes, yeah, or I'll hear it go a different place melodically.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Girl, what's your
Mhm.
favorite song you've ever written?
Don't
Co-written?
I don't
You don't have favorite children?
I don't know.
They're all your song babies.
Usually it's always the latest thing you've done.
Oh, that's fair.
That's usually your favorite.
Yeah.
And then they grow up, they leave the house, they get married, they have children
Yeah.
of their own.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens when people sample it.
Oh, oh,
'Cause your
oh,
children are having children. But,
oh.
favorite song I've ever written. You do get a bit fed up with them after a while. Like,
Oh,
when you're
yeah.
saying the same thing all the time,
Mhm.
once you're actually doing it, it's okay
Yeah,
because you're back, you can conjure it up.
yeah.
but, it's like, "Oh, fuck that
Not
song."
this one again.
One of my guitar players, he always laughs at me. He goes, "Yeah, it sucks having hits, doesn't it? It just sucks." Like,
Oh,
it could be worse. I could have songs that are just god
right,
awful that were
right,
like the big hit. It is the most
exactly,
god awful song you've ever heard, and you're, like, embarrassed about it, and you have to sing it for the rest of your life.
right, you have
It
to.
is.
That's what people wanna hear.
That's what they wanna
What's your
hear.
favorite one to perform? Do you have a favorite to perform?
Um, again, it's always gonna be the most recent one that we're
See? That's
doing.
cool.
It's
Yeah.
boring and tired, and I'm sick of it. And
Mhm.
it's often songs that I didn't write. It's, like, songs that I love that like, recently,
Mm.
we've been doing I love doing a song that people are like it's not even a very big singing song, but the vibe of this song. One Way
Mm.
Out, the Allman Brothers. It's on one of my records. I just
Oh,
love singing
oh.
that song because I've just become Greg Allman, and
Oh,
I love
that's
Greg
fantastic.
Allman. So that one, and also,
Yeah.
the Derek and the Dominoes song that we've been doing in the sets this summer, Let It Rain, the song Let It Rain.
Ooh,
I
ooh.
love that song. Yeah, and I love the harmonies.
I love that you went there because my next question was like, what songs do you wish you would've oh, you're
That
singing.
I've
You
written?
sing.
Oh, man,
Yeah.
I wish I'd written every bloody song that I love, and you know what? Half the time I go, "I wrote this song." And because people they're so old, the songs, people go, "Oh, you did?" And I'm, "No, I fucking didn't. I wish I did, but I can totally lie. I can totally lie." And people
Oh,
go, "Oh, that's such a great song." And I'm like, "I know."
you were just singing Derek and the Dominoes, and I totally cut you off, so
"Oh, I don't
sing
care."
us a
No,
little bit of that. I will never forgive myself if
but
I don't let
no,
you
you
sing in my
sing it with
pod.
me. Do you know that song?
I don't think I know it. Isn't
The
that
rain
pathetic?
was falling through the mist of sorrow that surrounded me. Oh, I love that song. Instantly, I'm there. It's such a beautiful song.
Oh,
Let
thank
it
you.
rain, let it rain, let your
Oh.
love rain down on me. Anyways, I hate singing a cappella. It's
Oh,
shitty.
really?
Yeah, I'm a
Oh,
shit
I'm gonna
at
punch
cappella.
myself that I don't know this song and I didn't sing with
Well,
Sass
listen
Jordan when I
to it
had the
though. Let it
chance, but
rain.
hey, I'll learn
Derek
it.
and the Dominoes, Let It Rain. You'll love
Derek,
it. I
it's
think.
on my list. I'm
It's
doing it.
gorgeous.
All right, 5
Okay.
minutes left. Well, I'm gonna
Okay.
say 4 minutes so you get off to your next
Oh,
appointment
you're
on
an
time.
angel. Thank
So,
you.
the podcast,
The
give us a
pod
little snippet about what that's about and your book. Those
so
are the last 2 places.
the podcast is called Shifting Frequencies. It's me and this guy named Dean Baldwin, who's,
Mm,
um, a Sirius XM DJ, and he does his own thing. He's just launched a radio station. It's so fascinating what he's doing. He is passionately interested in getting new music from legendary acts out
mm,
to the public because,
mm.
like, oh my god, like, people are like, even me, even though I'm not, some huge act, but like huge acts, stuff that, and I can't think of one. How about that? What a dingbat right now. Like, say, like the Rolling Stones. Okay, but people do listen to their new music.
Yeah.
Music that people only listen
You.
to the old stuff. Yeah, but I'm not yeah, I wouldn't call myself big enough
I
for
would.
this. So I'm talking about really big acts who put out new music that nobody bloody listens to because
Mm,
there's no real outlet for it. And
mm,
he's got a new radio station that he's just launched, and it's called I got to tell you because it's so
yeah.
need to download the app and go listen to it because it's called
Okay.
FM 2.0, and
Oh,
it's like
love that.
legacy artists who are putting out new music, and he thinks people should hear that because he said there's great old artists putting out great new music and nobody's listening
Mm,
to it, and it really
mm.
upsets him. Anyways, but that's not what him and I our podcast is called Shifting Frequencies, and it's about shifting the frequencies of everything that's going on right now in music, the music business, and everything that touches. So, in our
Mm,
lives and our lifestyles and stuff like that. Oddly enough,
mhm,
our first episode, which is not released, it's going to be released. It's episodic, like I think
mhm.
one a week or something like that. But we're just, putting
You're
together the
just
first
creating it right now.
episode. Yeah.
Mhm.
So, and the first one is specifically talking about what you and I were talking about, which is what makes the it factor,
Ah,
and
yes.
how does that all work? And it's a
Mhm.
really interesting and funny conversations. And he does stuff in post production that is hysterical. It makes it funny. So I
That's
just like
great.
it's so great. I love it. Anyway, so that'll come out when that comes out. The book is called The Book of Sass.
Excellent. Excellent.
Because
Excellent.
it
So
makes
good.
me laugh.
It's so good. It's perfect.
Yeah, oh my god. So that's a long, laborious process because we had to
Uh-huh.
transcribe all these hundreds of tapes
Is
of
it autobiography
it's
or just
autobiographical,
yeah.
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 Yes, absolutely. So, but,
Cool.
of interviews that me and my
Uh-huh.
friend who's writing it with me, Marty Milhuish, who's a writer, he is a writer, he's got many books, published books. Um, so but I've written some of it, like, directly. You know,
Mm.
I it's a big undertaking because 'cause I'm not a spring chicken, as we say, and I've
How many
had a
times have
bit.
you made me laugh on this show? Fuck. I think I'm gonna have to cut them all out. There's like
Oh my god.
20,000,000. You're
And we've
so
got
funny
don't
though.
don't cut it out. The laughter's just
Chacun.
I'm
This
not
is the
yeah,
best
that's
word of my life.
French for too loud. Anyways, yeah, so
Well,
it's
girl,
gonna be
thank you.
a right interesting and hopefully funny. Hopefully, it's gonna make
Oh.
you laugh, but it's just discussions of everything that's happened in the past
Mm.
562 years
You're
of
so
my
cute.
career. Yeah,
Well,
it's gonna be,
yeah,
interesting, and that should be sometime next year because I don't we've got the
yeah,
artwork, we've got everything,
good.
who knows? I'm gonna start, putting out bits and pieces of it so people just get an idea of what it's gonna be
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
and
I'm throwing your website up on
oh,
there
I
because you
see
gotta
that.
go, my beautiful
Have
girl.
to
I've just had a blast.
grow,
You can
you know?
I know. You can find out about sass-jordan.com. She's on YouTube, she's on Instagram, she's everywhere. So you can find out all about her. Sass, thank you. This has been an
Bless you.
honor. You're
Thank
so fantastic. So
you.
I wish you
You're
all the best.
fantastic.
And I'm following you. You are a legendary act that I listen to. Bitches Blues.
Yeah,
Let's go.
baby. Let's go with it.
Bye, my love. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much. It's been an absolute joy.
Thank
Mwah.
you.
I'm gonna
Bye. Oh, I totally cut you off, Sass, but you have to go. Love you, girl. Oh, wasn't she so good? She's so good. Oh, she's coming back. She's coming back. Sass, I cut you off, and now you're gone. Oh, now she's gone for real. She's actually gone now. Thank you for watching. If you tuned in, this was fantastic. That's always my word, but honestly, my life is fantastic. I get to talk to the most rad people, and it's just a blast. So you can find out about us at voxsana.co. Our YouTube channel is the main source, so check us out there at Voxsana. Until next time, keep using your voice, have fun. I think that's what we can take from Sass is just laugh a little, right? Life can get heavy, art can get heavy, voice can get heavy. Let's remember